And in the second round, the Eagles decided to take possibly the heir apparent to Jason Kelce, who's been talking about retiring for the last 3 years now. He comes back in a 1-year deal. You like the move that they made to get this Cameron Jurgens, this center out of Nebraska?
Well, I said, at the end of the year, that offensive line depth was something that the Eagles needed to address. And
Right.
I didn't really talk about it a lot, as we got closer to the draft, but I thought, that one of those 3 picks, had they kept the 3 picks, that one of those picks was certainly going to be an offensive lineman. Listen, Jason Kelce, what is he going to his 10th year? I'm not sure. I think 10th or 11th year. I hope and pray that, his body is healing up and he's rejuvenated and he's got another 2 or 3 years left in him. I believe that, that he's now beginning to see the moves that Howie is making and that the organization is making, and that just maybe there's one more Super Bowl, on the horizon for him. And maybe he'll hang around and stay a little longer. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the video, but when he found out that the Eagles made that trade for A.J. Brown, I mean, you should have seen his reaction. That tells me that's a guy that's excited about the prospect of getting back into the playoffs, winning and moving through the playoffs, and potentially having, another Super Bowl championship on his Hall of Fame resume when it comes time for him to call it a day. But yeah, it's a good move. I'd be curious to see. I don't know enough about, the kid that they drafted out of Nebraska. I don't know enough about him to know whether he's versatile enough to be interchangeable, kind of like Landon Dickerson was. Listen, they brought Landon Dickerson in to be the heir apparent. Then they put him at guard and found out, that he could play guard and center. Now I think he's probably entrenched there. And from what I understand, Jason Kelce kind of, advised and helped in this decision making on who that center was that they were going to go after. When you watch him on film, he's a bigger version of Jason. He can, when you leave him uncovered, he can pull and get out on screens like Jason Kelce does. But he's over 300 pounds. I think he's something like 310 or 315, somewhere in there. But he can move and he can run like Jason does. So I think the Eagles are in good position there. My only concern is right guard. Are we gonna go into this year with Nate Herbig being the guy, or are we gonna maybe slide this Jurgens kid over from center for a year and play him at right guard? And
potentially, yes.
Yeah, and then if Jason Kelce decides to continue to play, guess what? We got a solidified line with guys that are getting a whole bunch of experience, and then you got options. When Jason Kelce does decide to call it a day, because you can either slide Dickerson in the center, you can sign Jurgens in the center, and then you can go and find you another veteran guard and not miss a beat, because these guys are going to get the experience of being starters probably this entire year.
If you want to learn the game of football, if you want to understand the intricacies of football, this man right here is the man you need to listen to, and you can each and every week on his Seth Joyner podcast. I cannot thank you enough, my friend, for taking some time to talk to us here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel on this edition of Draft Takes, man. I call you at the last minute, and most of the time, like you did right now, you answer the call. So I can't thank you enough for that.
Come on, man. If you was if you was on the moon and you called me and said you needed me, man, I'd be on the next rocket up there. I'd call Elon Musk. I'd be up there, man.
I know you would, man. So stay tuned, because you never know when D-Gun's going to call you out of the clear blue again.
Just as long as you don't call me off the course, you good.
I know that's right. Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in for this edition of Draft Takes here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Hey, continue to smash that like button and keep subscribing to the channel as well. We thank you. Thousands of people have been following us since the 2022 NFL.